At the gleaming new Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. Coming up, it's the final game of Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a good NFC matchup in store between the New York Giants and the Atlanta Falcons. Winner go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC Wild Card game. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hurry up, here we go. Boom, landed.
And they'll go on the ground. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
No, check. Patriot. Now let's go. 3-19.
Back to throw. He's got a man, complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That goes for a gain of 31. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Now let's go.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
They'll drop to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
Brandon, unless my eyes deceive me, I think they found a matchup that they're trying to exploit here, don't you? I mean, it's the second time they've gone to him here on this drive.
Yeah, opening drive. It's a tone setter, right? I think they're going to be looking his way a lot.
Yeah, and I think that the way things are going right now, they like him as a featured receiver. Let's see what kind of adjustments the defense is going to make to try and take that away.
A first chance in the red zone for the Falcons now. It's 1st and 10 at the 14.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. 12 more yards there and another first down. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. So 1st and goal and an opportunity for our first points in this wild card game.
Gun! Set!
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Falcons take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Dancing to his left. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Gun! All right, here we go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw to Barkley on the check down. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll be a 2nd and long. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with the football here as we begin quarter number 2. They've got a second down at 5 here to start things out. Now back to throw. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a 1st down, too.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Over! Set! Blue landing!
A 1st down carry for Barkley. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Detroit! Detroit!
He'll drop to throw. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Takk McKinley in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Detroit! Detroit!
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. And on the ground they go with a running back. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football, this is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Gun! 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 Gun!
On first down, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Two minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more NFC playoff action after this.
Leopard! Leopard! Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss.
All right, here we go.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He finds Malcolm Mitchell here. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
A couple of first downs have him to the 40 now on 1st and 10.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
And they'll run it here. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Leopard! Leopard! Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit! Hot!
Looking to throw. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
Set! 3
to throw here on first down. Left side, that's caught by Mitchell. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards.
Hurry up, here we go.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That's going to be caught. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
A Hall of Fame coach once said, there are no medals for trying. And that wasn't a trying effort, was it? That was a winning effort. How about that great catch?
Excellent. They know, hey, you lose this game, you get it. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Now Jones. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. They'll throw now on the final play. Eluding the pressure right. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. Now Jones. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. And this will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I think the easy thing now would be to just abandon the run and start throwing the football at all costs. But I've been in so many games where it doesn't work running the ball, and then something pops, and now you get something going. I'm not so sure that you just abandon your game plan this early in the second half.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
They'll look to throw. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
They're going to look to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. In for the score. And the Falcons turn that interception into a touchdown. Well, look, this is a team, Charles. They faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division. But they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
It feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game. A message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he'll get this one across the 20, but only up to about the 21. There to make the tackle, Samson Ebukam.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Flushed out right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. He can run for it, and he will. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
And the Giants send out their punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And this will be covered up. Pretty good result. It'll be down at the 14-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it could be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
Try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it go deep for Mitchell. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. The Falcons on 3rd down. No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Patriot!
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And take it right on the 30. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. New York set to take the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. He has still not connected on a single pass in this second half.
And right now they're going through all the different reasons, the whys, the wherefores. Bottom line, got to find some completions in there and get their offense moving.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Troy Apke. There he goes left side. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Point after, right down the middle. And it is 28-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. New York set to take the field. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Ricardo Allen with a pick.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
Brandon, at some point, these defenders absolutely have to say, we've just got to make a stand. We've had enough of this.
Giving up a lot of points in this game, but looked better on that play. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now a handoff looking right. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3. The Falcons on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Gun! Watch it now, Barney.
They'll set up a throw. Sharks got it left side. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good pickup there at 22. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
All right, here we go. Green 39! Green 39! Back! Switch! Motion!
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Over!
They'll drop the throw. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight, He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Back to throw now in his own end zone. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
All right, here we go.
They'll throw again from their own end zone. And he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you know, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Set. 3-19. 3-19.
And they'll run it here. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Now they'll run it on the toss. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards.
When you see a big-time run to the outside, it always comes back to setting the edge, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and they were perfect at setting the edge there.
And the funny part is both sides of the ball talk about it. The offense has to set the edge so you can get outside. The defense wants to set the edge to control things so they can kick the run back inside.
Offense wins there.
Offense won big.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10, right at the 40. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
Over. We got three. Check it out, read.
Back to throw here. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you could put yourself in jeopardy.
The Falcons on third down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 11.
Here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Back to throw. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves his sticks.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now back to throw. Going right side here, and that's complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there of 22. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. The quick slant caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
We got 4. We got 4. Hurry up, here we go. Green 39.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal?
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal?
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90. Black 99 Philly. Here we go. 49. Check 49. Over. Six guard. Check 6 guard.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
This has not been a banner game for the defense, not in any shape or form, but I love what they're doing right now. My admiration for them really is jumping up. What a great stand defensively, trying their best to keep them out of the end zone.
And his kick is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. New York set to take the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today, coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again, and who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to let it fly. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. He'll drop to throw. Throw right side, caught by Ridley. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that, because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Hurry up, here we go.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Takk McKinley in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the Giants send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Take it at the 37. A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive, as it'll begin in enemy territory already. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Gun! Now let's go! Blue 90! Blue 90!
That one looks like he'll throw here. His throw. What about the 5? Well, they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. He got 20 now. We don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now out come the Giants. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Now a desperation throw deep. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Troy Apke. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Mitchell. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Well, 1 win down, still 3 to go to get to the most hallowed ground in sports, but a good start.
A terrific start because they get to move on. Unfortunately for the team that lost, it's a long offseason ahead for them now.